I have looked at these in Louis Vuitton once whenever I thought I was going to be very easily separated from my money. Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's video I am going to continue talking to you about Louis Vuitton SLGs or small leather goods. In my last video I talked about the 5 best Louis Vuitton SLGs in my collection, why I used them the most and why they worked for me. And today I'm going to talk to you about the 7, it was supposed to be 5 but it's going to be 7 worst Louis Vuitton SLGs or small leather goods. These are items that are either in my collection or items that I was going to buy and went to look at, and when I looked at, thought I don't think they're going to work for me, and I'm going to talk through with you why I thought that and why I thought these would be the seven worst Louis Vuitton SLGs, and why, if you're looking at them, just maybe consider this first before you buy it. This is only my opinion. YouTube disclaimer. If these work for you and you love these, absolutely, that's fabulous. There are so many things that I have sitting behind me that nobody else would buy or would want, or I wouldn't be able to, everybody's taste. Not everybody would like. What about the kidney bean bag over here? But that's fine because you buy what works for you and what you love, and this is just my opinion. This is also my lifestyle and how I think it would or wouldn't work for me in my lifestyle. So just keep that in mind before we jump into the comment box. Now, number 1, and this hurts. This hurts. Number 1 is the Victorian wallet, and this one, my husband and my boys bought me this for Mother's Day a couple of years ago at my request. I asked for it. My husband normally doesn't buy luxury level type goods. He wouldn't really buy Louis Vuitton or anything like that, and this was something that they bought me that year for some specific reason, and I don't really like it. I'm scared to say it. I know. But if you watched my recent review video of the Louis Vuitton Recto Verso, which I love, didn't like at the start and now love, you'll know that I have come out of the Recto Verso because it's been used quite a lot. There's a bit of wear and tear that needs to be looked at on it, and I have gone into this. And I'm still in this, and I'm committed to staying in this for a while, but I'm not really loving it. And the reason I am not really loving it, and I do have a previous comparison video between the two, which I will also link, I think helpful for anybody that is looking at these. I find that it's quite tight to use. Now, it might be, I'm hoping it's like the Recto Verso, which I didn't like at the start, and then the more I used, I absolutely loved. I'm hoping that happens with this. It's tight to get your card slots in and out. I find that can be a little bit tricky. It's tight to get cards in here. Now, I have cards in here, but I'm going to contradict myself. It can be tight pulling them in and out, but yet when I was standing in the shop earlier today, a lot of my pile of cards fell out of my wallet and over the floor. Attractive. So I'm down on the floor picking them up and putting them back in, and I don't know how the two of those things can be the same. I don't know how I can find it tight to get the card out, but then when I lifted the wallet round, they fell out. Anyway, this little thing kind of annoys me a bit, and I'm going to have to tuck it back in. And I'm not done yet. I also, earlier today, when I was in the shop, I had used some cash, and I went to put a couple of coins in here. And I don't know, I'm hoping this does loosen up, but this is so tight. It was so awkward to get the coins in and get the coins out. I don't know if I have too many cards in it here and it's making it, this space is too thick and leaving too little of a space in here. I'm going to try and take some of the cards that are in there out to see if it works better. But it was very tight to get the coins in, very tight to get the coins out. When I put them in, it was very, very bulky. It sort of sat out, and then when I closed it, it didn't sit properly. So I immediately took the coins back out and put them in my pocket, which is not the point of a wallet, is it? But it was awkward, and it was tight, and it was just fussy, and I just didn't really enjoy it. And I know, first world problems, but this is what we're here to talk about. I didn't really enjoy it. So this is number 1 on my worst SLGs. I am really, really hoping though that if I keep using this, it will loosen up and it will get better. Number 2, I'm really bashing some of my loved pieces today, is the Louis Vuitton round coin purse. I'm fairly certain that I have talked before on a video about how much I like this. And I did. The reason this is becoming one of my worst, I think, is how little it gets used. And maybe what I need to do is find a different use for this. I used to use this, and you can see how I use this in here. It's for coins. I used it for its traditional reason. There's also euros in here, and there's receipts in here. We really, since lockdown, and I'm sure a lot of places are the same, have used paper money, cash, coins so much less. Now, I will always still need a bit of coins for parking meters and things like that, but this is just getting so little use because I'm using coins so little. I'm also finding it a little bit fussy and annoying. Say I am using this and I take cash out of it, so I go to buy something and I deal with the tightness of the wallet and I take cash out of it and I go to buy it. I then get change. As we've just discussed, this is too tight to put the change in here. And it started to annoy me a little bit having to lift another SLG out of my bag to put the change in, which I think is also leading to this at the minute coming up as one of my worst. I think I do maybe need to look at different uses for this. I know Hannah from Catwalk City uses this for her headphones, her Venice one. I maybe do, because I really like it. I know it's discontinued. It's one of the pieces I really like because I like the shape. I think it's quite quirky. I have also on occasion had times when I've opened it and closed it and coins have fallen out. So just going to put that out there as well. Yeah, again, this is one I'm going to stick at, but I'm going to see if I can find another use because at the minute it's just not doing wonderfully well. Number 3 on my list I actually don't have, but I went to look and buy. And I didn't buy for the reasons I'm going to say, and it is the Cube coin purse. Now, the one that's on the website at the minute is the Game On Cube coin purse. That's not the one I was looking at. The one I was looking at is the one that Gwenny has. Gwenny has one that has beautiful, beautiful colours on it, but I am fairly certain that I heard her say in one of her videos that it's not used or very rarely used. And I think that's what put me off actually buying it. When I went to see it, I liked it because I really liked the colours and the print of the one that was out at the time, and I thought it was quite quirky. But when I looked at it as a coin holder or whatever you were going to use it for, the cube shape for me was quite impractical because what bag's it going to work in, really? It would have worked in the Neverfull that everything works in because kitchen sink's in there. But if it was any of these bags that are either mini bags or a traditional type, say, handbag, maybe the bucket bag it would work in because it's an open space. Maybe the Chanel 19 because it's a little bit bigger. But there's not a lot of bags I thought it was going to work in with the shape. The shape actually is quite, well, it's a cube. Duh, to myself, that means. But it's... You know, it's a cube. It takes up a bit of space. It's going to take up a shape. The shape of it is quite unworkable, I thought, for smaller bags, and that just put me off it. I thought it was quirky, which is why I wanted it. But when I looked at it and really I tried to fit it in the bag I had at the time with me, and it just wasn't working. And that's number 3 on my list. Number 4 is the phone cases, and I have looked at these in Louis Vuitton once whenever I thought I was going to be very easily separated from my money. Hello. I get to before you found me. Phone cases. I have went to look at these on occasion when I thought, yes, I would be easily separated from my money. But then I took a dose of reality. And the reality is that I upgrade my phone. So now I'm not very technical. I'm not very into devices. A lot of them I can't use, which you probably can tell with some of the editing and the lighting and things like that. But I upgrade my phone. My phone is through my company. My phone gets automatically upgraded. I think it's every year or every 18 months, but it's quite regular. So every time the phone was upgraded, I would need to upgrade the phone case. Now I went to look at one of them at one time because I thought it was cool and I thought it looked well and I thought and I just put it, in the end I talked myself out of it and I put it back because I realised every time I upgrade this phone, this isn't going to fit anymore. I'm going to have to try and sell this and then get a new phone, and then I'm going to go and buy another one. And it just seemed like a bit of an endless cycle, and it seemed to me like it was going to be a waste of money, and I would rather put that money towards something else that I'm actually going to get use out of. 5. This one might be slightly controversial because it's fabulous, and I really, really liked the look of it, and it is the new micro pochette in the pink denim. I went to look at this. It's one of the ones whenever I first saw this collection, the pink denim, the nano speedy and also the micro pochette I was interested in. Not for any realistic reason, not because it might actually work, not for any, pragmatic reason, not because of anything really that had anything to do with sense, because I liked the pink denim. I liked the pink denim. I looked at the micro pochette and really, it's just so small, and it's £515. It is smaller than the mini pochette, which actually holds quite a lot, but the mini pochette still doesn't hold your phone. The micro pochette, whenever I tried it, actually isn't, it is bigger than the key clay, but it's not that much bigger, and this doesn't really hold that much for £515. Why I was buying it was nothing to do with the functionality of it, nothing to do with it actually being useful. I was buying because I thought it was pretty and I liked the pink denim. And then I thought, that's £515 worth of pretty for pink denim that's really small, that really doesn't hold that much. And I'm not really one for carrying a bag that only, say, has cards in it and then having to carry my phone. So I decided for me that the micro pochette was a number 6. And this is probably not one that I'm saying is one of my worst SLGs, because it's terrible. I actually really, really like it, and I really like the charm of it. And I like attaching this. I used to attach it to my pochette Matisse when I used to have it. I now attach it to the Palm Springs Mini. What I'm saying about this is not so much that it's my worst SLG, because actually this one that I have, I really, really like. I suppose the only reason I'm including this is I'm saying just to urge caution and consideration if you're looking at these. Probably because I think that one or a small number, or do you need any? I have one. If you like bag charms, one or a small number I think is probably enough. These are one of those things that can be easier to buy because the price point, the starting index price point, is smaller, so they're more accessible. But they are a bag charm and they hang on your bag. And I don't know if you need that many. And I think if you've one or two, they probably would do the same as having a lot of them. And I think that you could end up spending a lot of money on these that could go together to buy something else. Now, some people collect these, and if you have the funds to do it and this is what you like and you like to interchange them, that's fabulous. If you're looking at starting to buy bits of SLGs and Louis Vuitton, I would maybe just say be cautious at the start. Number 7, and this is my last one, and I feel like I'm being mean to my favourite house. And Dale recently said in a video that she doesn't like negative videos, and this feels probably like it is a bit negative, but it's realistic, I suppose. And what I'm saying as number 7 is the cosmetic pouch, and this is for me. The reason that I'm saying the cosmetic pouch is for my makeup that sits over there on my vanity. I have the Nice Mini and I absolutely love it. I have the Nice Mini with a Samorga organiser in it, and all of my makeup sits where it's to be and it's easy to use, and I like the look of it sitting on my desk. When it comes to carrying makeup in my bag, I either, as I showed you earlier, use the mini pochette for makeup, or I use the Toiletry 15, which is this one, and also a similar type shape. The reason I went for this one today is it's just a little less bulky in your bag than the Toiletry 15. That is the very reason that when I went to look at the cosmetic pouch, because I do like it and I have to fight my collector tendencies, so I did go to look at it. The reason I decided against it is it won't be used to sit on my vanity over there because the Nice Mini sits over there. It won't be used to put in my bags because these are neater and they take up less space. The shape of these is neater and it just slips into bags easier. Even the Neverfull, this is easier to fit in than the cosmetic pouch. And the only time that I could see using the cosmetic pouch was when I was going to travel. And when I travel, if I'm going somewhere that is in the car, I take the Nice Mini. If it's something that I'm squishing into a suitcase, I use the toiletries. You can see I think it's at the 19 sitting there as well, because they're flat and they're easier to pack. The shape of the cosmetic pouch, the same as it didn't really work in handbags for me, was my thinking for taking it on holiday or taking it away, is the shape of it. That would be the only time it would be used. It would only be used whenever I am travelling because it wouldn't sit out or it wouldn't be in the handbags. And I just thought for the price point of it, when I'm travelling and it's getting thrown into a suitcase and packed in among things, I use a very cheap and cheerful makeup bag, and I don't think that I want to replace that with a Louis Vuitton one, which is one I'm going to worry about, a bit more stuffed into the suitcase, is more expensive, and is only going to be used on those limited occasions, because when I travel I already take these toiletry pouches which can quite often hold what you need, plus that makeup bag. So that is why the cosmetic pouch is coming down for me in my lifestyle as number 7 of my worst Louis Vuitton SLGs. I hope this wasn't too negative. I hope it was informative. I hoped it helped anybody that's looking at buying any of these pieces or considering any of these pieces. If it has been useful, please do give this a thumbs up. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for being here. Please take care, and I will see you again in the next one.